In spring of 2016, we were lucky enough to participate in a special event in a luxury resort on the East African island of Mauritius. Half of the excitement of Mauritius was the flight getting there. We flew on Emirates through the vibrant country of Dubai. Dubai is world-renowned for an obsession with all things superlative, and its international airport is no exception. DXB is the busiest airport in the Middle East and is the main hub for Emirates. It's able to accommodate the massive Airbus A380, which we'll take on our continuing journey to Mauritius. Nearly 71 million passengers travel through its gates every year, and Dubai pulls in over $26 billion, employing over 90,000 people. Terminal 3 is the second largest building on the planet, and is reserved for flights by Emirates and Qantas Airlines. We'll fly out of Concourse A of this terminal, which is reserved for Emirates A380s. DXB has many duty-free shops, cafes, lounges, restaurants, and several hotels, one of which, the Dubai International Hotel, we stayed at while waiting for our flight out. It's time to bid goodbye to Dubai. We board our A380 bound for tropical paradise. After a 22-hour journey from Seattle, with a layover in Dubai, we finally reach our destination, the Republic of Mauritius, in the Indian Ocean, about 2 kilometers off the southeast coast of Africa. We land at the tiny Sir Siwusagur Ramgoolam International Airport, about 48 kilometers southeast of the capital city of Port Louis. It's named after a famous Mauritian politician, statesman, and philanthropist who died in 1985. He was a leader in independence movements and was Prime Minister of the country. We board a tour van that will whisk us through the narrow streets of various towns and the long, winding country roads past endless fields of sugarcane to reach the luxurious resort where we'll stay. It's a great way to capture a glimpse of life on the island. Mauritius has a population of a little over 1.2 million, and it is culturally diverse. Christians, Hindus, Muslims, and Buddhists all peacefully live together on this tiny island. We arrived during the festival Maha Shivratri, which is celebrated by Hindus all over the island in honor of the Lord Shiva. After a long drive along the southeast coast of the island, we arrive at the beautiful development called Anahita, near the Beauchamp district. It's a planned resort development that includes golf courses, high-end homes and condos, and of course, luxury hotels, like the one we're staying at, the Four Seasons Resort. After our arrival, we take some time to stroll around the resort. The Four Seasons Resort spans about 64 acres and features 4 pools, 2 tennis courts, a fitness center, a championship golf course, 4 restaurants and a lounge, and 136 villas and residences. Now we'd like to show you the inside of our fantastic villa on the beach.
See? You can go outside, have pool, and face the beach. The best. Here. And you can go there, inside shower here. This is inside shower. And you also can go outside shower here. Oh my god. Oh, box kitchen. Wow.
In the distance, we can see the hills of the Flak district, one of the largest districts on the island. We look out over the Indian Ocean and savor the views at the end of a busy day. Today we take a cab from the resort to the village of Chaparral in the southwest of the island. It's known for some wonderful local coffee and the beautiful Chaparral Falls. This 100-meter tall waterfall lies on the River du Cape and is about 1.5 kilometers inside the entrance to the town. The water spray reaches up about half the height of the falls. Another famous landmark in Chaparral is the Seven Colored Sands, a series of multicolored rolling dunes that were formed millions of years ago by volcanic ash cooling at different rates. The dunes are downstream from the Black River and consist of clay sand with about 40 different shades of colors ranging from yellow to red to purple, brown, and black. Our favorite cabbie, Mr. Shaquille, takes us to the northwest corner of the island, Port Louis, the capital of Mauritius. Situated at a height of 100 meters atop the Petite Montagne is Fort Adelaide, also known as the Citadel, named after the wife of William II when the British controlled Port Louis. Constructed of stone blocks that have aged over the years to a grayish color, its design is a Moorish-style fortress with horseshoe-shaped arches and alcoves. Fort Adelaide was built in the 19th century, designed by Colonel Cunningham. It was built to provide security over the port and bay. The fort's prominent location affords great views of the harbor as well as the whole city of Port Louis. From the top of Fort Adelaide, we can see our next destination, St. Louis Cathedral. This Roman Catholic cathedral is the seat of the Bishop of the Diocese of Port Louis. After a series of earlier churches were built and destroyed on this site during the 18th century, a British governor began a restoration project in the early 1800s, which led to the rebuilding of this cathedral in the early 1900s. We continue our exploration of Port Louis along its picturesque waterfront and the busy Central Market and Chinatown. This part of Mauritius was already a port in 1638. Later, when the French controlled it, it became a major stop in France's shipping empire that spanned Asia and Europe. The port is named after King Louis XV and still is the major inbound and outbound port for Mauritius for goods and passengers, with 3 terminals servicing over 2,200 ships annually. The Cadan waterfront is a commercial development in Port Louis. It includes shops, banks, casinos, cinemas, restaurants, a marina, and a 5-star hotel. It's also home to the famous Blue Penny Museum, which features a stamp collection including the rare 1847 blue and red penny stamps. The busy Central Market has been the center of the local economy since Victorian times. Today, it's a market venue for local farmers and artists. Port Louis is the financial center of Mauritius and has established itself as a safe and trusted location for conducting business because of its strong democracy, political stability, and multilingual population. This mosque near the entrance to Chinatown dates from the 1850s. It combines Indian, Creole, and Islamic architecture. This golden-topped minaret towers above the city with tiny shops clustered below it in the shadows. The faithful are called to prayer 5 times a day from the top of this tower. This magnificently detailed Hindu temple is a stopping place for the faithful to get some refreshment during the festival pilgrimage to the Grand Bassin, a natural volcanic lake that's considered sacred by the local Hindus. Mr. Shaquille, our favorite cabbie, has volunteered to drive us to a very special place in Mauritius today. Located at the island's southernmost tip is the magical place called Gris Gris, where dramatic ocean waves crash against a rugged coastline. Unlike the rest of the island coastlines, Gris Gris has no protective coral reefs, so the waves crash directly into the cliffs.